Raymond Osigwe is the new CEO of African Movie Academy Awards. 2024 marks the 20th anniversary of the awards and the second edition after the death of its founder, Anyiam Osigwe, Raymond's sister. Our guest will take us through plans for the 20th anniversary celebration, the role of AMAA in uplifting African cinema, and the sustainability question after the demise of the founder. Good morning. Welcome to the morning show. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Oji. I'm glad to be here.
Great. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program. Last year we had you both on the program. I mean, this is the second year since the death of the founder, Anyiam Osigwe, your sister. How do you feel about taking up the role as CEO of AMAA, and what are the expectations for the 20th anniversary celebration?
I see myself as someone that is stewarding the ship at the moment. Because with the passing of peace, what was important is to show to the world that AMAA would continue, that the family is fully behind AMAA, as we've always been, and that there was, whilst we all feel the loss of Sister Peace, we knew there was a sense of duty and obligation to ensure that the legacy lives on. So we decided that she was my immediate junior sister, and we were quite close, and the family is a close-knit family. We decided that, well, this very important, iconic event must continue for the good of Africa, for the good of African cinema, to celebrate African talent and cinematography, and to showcase this to the world. And that informed our decision to continue with that. And that was why we called last year's, was themed, The Legacy is in Motion.
All right. But the second part of what Oji asked, I think I should also emphasize on that, which would be about the plans that you have as the head of the entire AMAA gamut now for the 20th anniversary. But the way that I would like to couch it is, I know for a fact that this is something that Peace had planned for many years, you know, looking forward to the 20th anniversary, looking forward to using that platform to bring Africa together as she has always done. So in telling us what the plans will be next Saturday, November the 2nd, when the awards proper would take place, how do you think that this edition, this landmark edition, will honor Peace and then highlight all the things that she had always planned for this 20th anniversary?
Thanks for that, Steve. Peace always looked forward to the 20th edition. But like we say, man proposes, God disposes. It pleased God to call her to blessed memory. But she laid the foundation and the roadmap for what we're working through. She held a retreat immediately before she passed, right after the 2022 edition, and had a retreat. Usually there's a retreat after AMAA with the team. And she set out a roadmap. And we're trying to follow that roadmap conscientiously. So far, we're pleased with the developments. I like to see myself as not just a CEO in the terms of how it's said, but just the captain of the team, because we have a good retinue of professionals who are helping us deliver the exceptional and iconic product, the African Movie Academy Awards, AMAA. We just held a coffee book yesterday as part of the roadmap for the 20th edition. It was held at the Marriott Hotel, and it was well received. A lot of industry professionals were in attendance. The coffee book actually just showcases memorable moments in AMAA's 20-year history, and we felt that that should be captured for posterity. And so that has been documented by the way of the coffee table book, which was launched or presented yesterday. We have a Night of Legends coming up on November 1st at the AMAA Gardens in Lekki, and that is basically for African creatives to come together, both old and new, Gen Z. I hear the next ones are Gen Alpha, that's correct. Millennials to interact, relax in a relaxed environment, and just share ideas and thoughts on the industry and the way forward for the future. And of course, we come to the gala night coming up on 2nd of November at the Balmoral Convention Center, Sheraton Ikeja. We expect the event to be a memorable one. I was at an interview and someone said, expecting a very big interview. I think big doesn't capture it. Each AMAA event is unique to the year. And what we try to do is replicate that in the event in itself. People say it's an award show. We wouldn't think. AMAA is a celebration of African talent and honors the successful practitioners in the African film and creative industry. This year, we have nominees from far and wide as usual. Interestingly enough, there would be an interesting delegation out of the US because they've said, they've been hearing about AMAA over the years from the various film festivals, and they said, 20 years? And it is 20 years. And so they say they're all coming. Crazy stuff is tickets are through the roof, hotels are through the roof. I don't want to talk about the economy and why it's sitting, but God is ever gracious, and
will that affect AMAA this year, though?
Not at all, not at all. AMAA has a life of its own, and I think this year we're actually having interesting strategic support. So I just say that Peace, Bless Her Soul is working, because you're getting calls from interesting people that want to support the program. And Lagos State, as the host city, center of excellence, under the leadership of Mr. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, have been tremendous. We can't fault them. And it's going to be a great show. Our messaging this year was well thought out. It's Africa to the world. Everybody's saying that Africa is the next destination. We want to let them know that that includes creative talent. And part of what we intend to do, we've observed the challenges in the industry. Funding. You speak to a lot of creatives, funding is an issue. So we'll do, as part of AMAA's evolving strategy, we intend to see how we can begin to bridge that gap through the business roundtable that AMAA hosts. Just to share a few insights.
All right, then, fantastic. And I have to say, congratulations on this feat, and well done for just pushing on forward. But if we look at AMAA and, what it stands for, it was deeply shaped by your sister's vision and passion for African cinema, like you said. How are you ensuring that her legacy, remains central to the awards, especially as, AMAA moves forward under your new leadership? And one of the African Movie Academy Awards missions has been to elevate African cinema on a global scale. You said it yourself, Africa to the world. So I ask, what strategies are in place to further increase the international recognition and marketability of African films?
That's a great question. I will share some key points, but I wouldn't go into too much detail for confidentiality reasons at the moment. But one of the things we've been looking at is AMAA has been reaching out and being reached out to by some international organizations with a view to some strategic partnership, which will buttress the question you've just highlighted. We're absolutely conscious of the importance to showcase African talent, not just on the continent, but beyond. Because it's only when we can make a product marketable to the international community as well, in a way that resonates with them as well, would we begin to generate more revenue for the practitioners, which ensures the sustainable lifestyle for the practitioners and helps grow the economy. The creative industry is a massive employer of labor. It's unbelievable, from those behind the scenes to who actually, let's call them the hidden talent, who build the sets. You need to see the amount of work that goes on in setting up an event. It's like a beehive of activity. Not to talk of the number of people employed in producing a film. I mean, there are probably close to 150 plus jobs in any serious production. Africa is evolving in that quality, but the economy needs to grow, and I think the creative economy would help that. We intend to showcase and host more business roundtables as we go forward. We intend to additionally attend more of the international film festivals with the practitioners, not just from Nigeria, but across the African continent. We've set up regional coordinators, so we have regional coordinators in East Africa, in Kenya, in West Africa, in Central, in Francophone West Africa, in Burkina Faso, in Ghana for West Africa. And we are looking to ensure presence in the 53 African countries so that AMAA is close to you wherever you are as part of that. And the jury is out, but we're looking at it in whether do we rotate the product, AMAA, or do we domicile here and rotate some of the events that we've done in the past? So all this we're taking into serious discussions to see which best fits the growth strategy for the good of African cinema.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. Now, I wanted to ask, because you've spoken about the issues around funding and you've spoken about how Africa is the future, but how do you see AMAA's role in increasing African soft power in exporting our culture and also in the cross-collaboration between the different regions, your office in Kenya or Central Africa, Francophone Africa to Anglophone Africa? What role do you think that AMAA ultimately wants to play in uplifting the culture and also, exporting it, because film is a product?
Well, peace, my sister, bless her soul, always said that AMAA unites. And AMAA is a convergence, brings people together to share ideas and opportunities. You mentioned about how we intend to increase the collaboration with African countries. We intend to have a number of events in some of these regions. We intend to set up, travel out to some of these regions to have events like business roundtables in East Africa, in West Africa, in Southern Africa. We understand that funding is a challenge, and AMAA is a bridge. AMAA is iconic in the sense that a lot of people understand that it is a globally accepted award, so the reputational capital is in place, and that opens doors. With that, and the fact that I come from a business background, we are leveraging our corporate relationships as well, locally and internationally, and our strategic relationships as well, to see that the brand does what it needs to do for African creatives to get them to where. So get on the AMAA train. It will get you to where you want to get to in the fastest possible time. But of course, as Africans, we always believe in grace, and what we will do the human part.
Absolutely. Get on the AMAA train. I mean, AMAA has been celebrating African creativity for years now. You're marking your 20th anniversary. I'd love for you to, highlight some of the key events that will shape up the ceremony for this year. I believe that there, 16 nominations went to the movie Weekend, correct? For
Correct.
This year ceremony.
Correct.
And I believe that you have a bunch of events like I'm seeing here the AMAA Africa Night of Legends, and I'm also seeing AMAA Meets Nollywood. I'm also seeing AMAA Africa Fashion Show, which, it's quite fascinating.
Thanks, Audrey. That will be at the Amore Gardens on the 1st, the event you just highlighted. And the main gala event is on November 2nd at the Sheraton Balmoral Convention Center, Sheraton Hotel. We expect the whole of African creators that are in the country. A lot of people are jetting in from various parts of the continent and internationally as well. And they'll be arriving this week, that will starting today, being Sunday. And most of them will be attending these events. We have a large delegation out of Ghana. In fact, the Ghanaian delegation wants to come in slightly ahead because they say they want to live stream their activities. East Africa is agog, and they've all rallied about 11 countries from Kenya that are coming in for this year's 20th edition. And we expect it'll be a very memorable and iconic event. We have interesting sponsors. All the hotels are with us. Sheraton, Marriott, Saffron, Shoregate, City Heights. We have the Balmoral Convention Center where the event is being held. We have Remy Cointreau launching some of their special drinks, amongst others. We have our airline partner, Air Peace. I could run through the list, but I know we are probably running out of time. But all I'd say, all roads lead to AMAA come November 2nd, and we look forward to having all our guests in attendance.
Did I hear you say that you will be launching a new drink on the 20th?
Not me. We have drink partners. SIA have lovely champagne. Remy Cointreau, I don't need to speak much about them. The name is known.
All right. Let me ask you this. And of course, I bear witness to the international profile of AMAA. AMAA haven't held in South Africa at a point. And in Rwanda at another point. And for the nomination night, it has always been an African affair, from Ghana to Burkina Faso to Malawi, different...
Kenya.
Yeah, Kenya, different African countries. But my question is, how will AMAA manage or stress the importance of the fact that this is not just a Nigerian award for Nollywood films, but it's a continental award, and as a matter of fact, in a few other categories, it's also for the African diaspora. I've seen on a number of times when big Nigerian stars who are nominated will be in the hall and will, on the account of the fact that they are already big in Nigeria, will be expecting to win. In most cases, maybe they will not have seen the competing films from other parts of Africa, and then they end up not winning. And then they say that, AMAA is unfair to Nollywood. How are you dealing with sentiments like that?
A beautiful question, Steve. And I've been asked that a couple of times. So I would just say that AMAA has never been a Nigerian product. It wasn't designed to be a Nigerian product. AMAA celebrates Africa. And Nigeria is not Africa, but Nigeria is a major part of Africa, and you can't take that away. And Nigerian people have an indomitable spirit. They're very aspirational people. So of course, if you think you're good and then you don't, and you have a good product and somehow it doesn't seem to cut it, of course, there's a sense of disappointment. That's human. It's fine. But what that should spur you is to do better. And I think AMAA has done that to a lot of Nigerian filmmakers. True Nigerian filmmakers cherish what AMAA has done for them, because it's enabled them to step up their craft to compete with the finest in the world. And I don't need to mention names, but we can see it. Now, in terms of AMAA has been, what is AMAA? AMAA basically showcases African talent to the world. But kudos to the jury process, because we have an excellent body of jurors, and they are the ones that distill the films that come up for nomination, and at the night of the gala event, they give us the envelope with the list of winners and who are announced in a very transparent and open process. So the jury is a very credible panel of international film professionals, and they do an excellent job. Without the jury, it would be difficult. But AMAA is not about me, it's not about you, it's not about Nigeria, it's not about anybody in particular. AMAA is about the people who love African film and creative talent, and AMAA gives them that opportunity to celebrate, to come together and also celebrate and honor those who've excelled in African film and cinematography.
Fantastic. Raymond, I am Osigwe. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us on the morning show, and we wish you good luck and a huge congratulations on your 20th anniversary.